friends, and welcome back to Inner Health Journey. If you're new around here, my name is Cammie. So today is another cold, rainy, icky day outside, and so I thought I would make some meatball soup. So if that sounds interesting to you, come and join me in my kitchen as I make it. So what we are going to start out with is 1 pound of lamb. Typically I usually use ground beef, but I am trying out some ground lamb in it. I made a lamb pot pie the other week and it was delicious, and I loved the taste of the ground lamb, so I thought I would try it in our meatball soup. Okay, so what we're going to do is make the meatballs first. So this is the 1 pound lamb, and to this we are going to add 2 eggs, a half a cup of breadcrumbs, a half a cup of dried or minced parsley, 4 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, half a teaspoon of garlic salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So now using my hands, I'm just going to mix this all together. Okay, that looks good and mixed together. So what I'm doing now is I am just going to put a little bit of bacon grease on the pan to give the meatballs a little bit more fat since it's the lamb. And then I'm just going to spread it around the pan. Back to the meatballs, what I like to do is just use a cookie scoop for these because we want these to be kind of small since they're going in the soup, and everyone then will get little small meatballs. And so then I'm just going to lay those on my cookie sheet. So I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and what we're going to do is bake these in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, now that we got the meatballs all rolled out, we'll go ahead and stick those in the oven. So while the meatballs are in the oven cooking, what I'm going to do is peel some carrots here, 2 large carrots, and then I am going to thinly slice them. And then I am just going to save all these carrot slices, carrot peels I mean, for some bone broth later on. So I am also going to chop up some zucchini to put in there as well. This is not normally in the recipe, but I like to sneak in added nutrition where I can. And also half of an onion I'm going to dice up. So now what we're doing is just opening up. I have 2 cans of diced tomatoes that I'm going to be using. I'm adding 1 quart of kidney beans. It calls for 2 cans. And it also calls for 8 cups of beef broth. I don't have any beef broth, but what I have is this broth base and seasoning, so that's what I'm going to be using. So what I've done is just added my 8 cups of water, that broth base. So I needed a total of 16 teaspoons of that. So I'm also going to add my veggies. So the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, so I'm putting about a tablespoon in. And then also I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of nettle. So the nettle is just optional. Again, nettle contains a lot of nutrition for us, and so I just want to sneak it into some food for my family. So I am going to mix that all together. I'm going to put my crock pot on high and get this started. And then what I'm going to do is add a little bit of that farm dust. So friends, our meatballs are now done. Look how delicious they look. So all we are going to do now is add those meatballs to our soup. I'm going to cook mine on high for a few hours. And all we're doing is looking for the vegetables to you know, soften up a little bit. But otherwise, everything in here is cooked. I'm gonna try a meatball, see how the lamb meatballs are. They are good. They are very good. They're gonna be tasty in our soup. Good flavor, and just look at all those beautiful colors. Okay, like I said, I'm just gonna let this cook for a few hours and come back and check on the tenderness of the veggies. And so what I'm gonna be doing is making some pasta to put this over as well. And then I also have some no-knead bread going. I started that last night, so that will go with dinner as well. I'll bring you back when it's all done. Well, there you go, friends, our delicious meatball soup. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you try this recipe out. So I am gonna go sit down, enjoy my soup with my family and a slice of bread. The Lord willing, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.